Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's part of our doubleheader here. We're moving on. It's Froyotech still, and they're now going up against eLevate, TF2, in, again, a possible matchup that we may see at the upcoming LAN in Dallas. My name is Getawhale. His name is Marxist. And while we change matches here, I want you guys to give mad love. We'll do it again at the end, but give love to Sim, who's doing production tonight. We always tend to give love to our production people, normally Dashner, but Sim over there, it's 4 a.m., and he woke up just to do this damn thing, and he's doing a fantastic job, so give that guy hearts in the chat. And he's done every Prem match in the European League this season, too, which is crazy. But anyway, let's talk about the match. What do you think? Is there a match? This could be a good match. This has a potential, doesn't it?
I mean, it could be in there somewhere. eLevate could refine their mojo, Austin Powers style, and then we could get some good games. Or maybe they're just really good at granaries. So who knows? It could be fun.
Could be fun. We just watched Froyotech roll over Street Hoops Esports. They certainly would love to do that again to eLevate, and they are keeping up their undefeated season. They're looking for 16-0. Let's see if they can get it. We're going to talk about the rosters real quick. Give us some biographical info about the Froyotech boys.
So over on Froyotech, we've got Clockwork and Banny on Scouts. We've got Blaze and Lansky, Landman Gaming, on Pocket. Shade, the Legend, on Medic. And then, lastly, Big Duatna on the Demo Mans, but who actually came up about the same time I did.
Yeah, and certainly you've done just as well as him, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. I had an illustrious career, Getawhale.
You did. It's a story for another night, I think. We have, of course, on the other side, eLevate, and this eLevate, well, not this particular roster, but eLevate is the team that has taken games off of Froyotech in the past 3 seasons. Something no other team can say. This is obviously a bit of a different lineup. But we have the long-haired duo, the dynamic duo on Scouts, Decimate and Shrugger. We have, of course, Alpha and Mela. They are playing Soldier and some other things, maybe, as well. We may see them off class. We have KBK leading the league, the cross kid, in frags this season with, I believe, 27. Unbelievable. And we have Cyrus the Virus. He's Badonsky for 3 in damage this season in Invite TF2, and he is playing Demo. Also worth noting, Neil is actually number 5 in damage this season so far. We'll see what they do. Why don't you take us through this first mid, though, Marxist? I feel like, you know, you can give some team the luck of the Irish.
Well, I'm gonna throw this out right
Are
to
you
start.
Irish?
No,
Okay.
Shade is running crits to mid.
Here we go.
So they're going man mode, is what some people would call this. I'm going to watch Badonsky, however, because I always used to talk up Badonsky, and now Badonsky is sort of at the pinnacle of Demo Man and Invite, and he's going to get the pistol treatment, and he's got to dunk down because he is hurt. And Froyo actually runs one of their classic mids where everyone comes off the top. Trading flags out, Blaze Duwatna down, Mela and Badonsky, but there goes KVK to a bomb, and that should pretty much spell the end for eLevate.
Wow. I saw Blaze come in, basically one rocket was all it took to take out Badonsky, nice focus fire, and also I saw Shrugger try to come around and do some work, but he was taken out quite easily as well, and so here we go with basically full crits, just walking in a second, and how is this going to play out? Obviously, there's no Uber to block, so this could be a very quick round, Marks. It's kind of a blitzkrieg round, if I want to copy the word. Although they lose Lansky, which won't help.
But they have brought Blaze on the best class in the game.
Well,
so I'm really hoping, it doesn't matter, I hope for laser beams. I want to see laser beams get a whale. There's the sniper shot there, so they're going to wait. They're going to wait. They've got the heavy in position. I think they're going to laser beam this.
We've got a little bit of, we've got some shenanigans right off the top here. We'll see. It is going to be laser beams.
There goes laser beams.
Here we go. They send it off. The heavy taking it in is going to cut down. Although Blaze went down to a headshot right off the bat. That was Alpha with the snipe, but look at this. We're shutting down the Super a little bit. Now, Mela's going to sack in, although he's still up. What do you think of this? 3 down on 4G. The laser beam strat blowing up in their faces a little bit.
Yeah, it didn't work because Paragon shot the heavy in the head, and then the laser beams went
They stopped. They're in
bye-bye.
heaven now, yeah. Well, here we are now. We've got Badonsky who's in, hitting some nice pipes. Badonsky with a pipe kill on the Blaze is going to try to get Bandy down if he can, but it looks like we might be finding out here. And oh, here we go. The Uber is in, and forget about 4G sticking in there. They're going to lose Lansky right off the bat, and they've got Shade run away shiny. Or not shiny, sorry, because he's running Kritzkrieg, but at any rate, here we are. Second should be capped back. It is capped back. I'm alright. I'm still caught off guard by crits heavy off the first roll out. We did not see that in the first matchup in Grand Room.
It's pretty rare.
Okay,
a lot of
my
meds
breath.
don't like to do that, running crits to mid, because if you survive mid but your team died, you're in a really difficult spot.
Well, look at this. Speaking of difficult spots, we've got 4G just on their heels. They had both scouts down, and I don't know. Are they going to try to fight over this mid? Here we go. Duanda's going to try to spam it out a bit, but I think they got to get out of there, Marks. No, maybe not. Here they come. What do you think?
Yeah, no KBK, so all damage is permanent. So they're just going to try and play it out here as eLevate, and they can't hold. So it was good. You can go for a slow push situation basically anytime the other team doesn't have a medic. What I'm interested in, though, is Clockwork is really, really far in right now, basically chilling by himself on second. His team's going to finally catch up to him, and we have Shade with a huge Uber advantage.
Yeah, Mela has already gone Pyros. If you had any bets out on that, you can collect already. He's going to stick it out and kind of take this pocket soldier role. The pockets kind of, or the soldiers rather, flip-flop a little bit on this team. 4G almost got caught out there, bunched up in that little right side door. They do have their Uber here, though, right now, and so Mela is just trying to force it if he can. Here comes the Uber. Let's say they play it out. Mela's out right away. They've got Clockwork first thing, and so it's 5v5 here. They're going to converge. Banny is balls deep right now. Lansky's going to try to fight it out and doing most of the damage out here on the field. He's got Shrugger in his face, and Shrugger going to clean him up. Blaze is still out, but he's going to take a rocket from Alpha, and that just about does it for 4G.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why kiting on this map works so well, is when you switch it to the off combo side, so the weak side essentially, if the other team wants to have its off combo players come through that door, they can't get in because there are healed players in their way, and that's what knocked out 4G there. They just couldn't really get their extra players in on that play without them having to rotate over.
Oh, here's Banny. Banny doing a lot of damage on a Badonsky who has to kind of back up a little bit. Clockwork is down, so there's only one scout, and Banny's trying to do it alone here a little bit. He's got a bit of help. He's got his soldier there with him, but he's trying to force something out early if he can. Decimate down. We've got the Ubers now coming into mid. The whole of Elevator just so hurt. I'm looking at Alpha and Badonsky that are just majorly damaged, and nothing happened. Kind of rewind the clock, Marxist. What happened there?
Well, they just got caught in a tight spot, and now I was really scared we were going to see a flashback of last game with Froyo coming in with Uber, but this time they didn't even need to use the Uber, and they got Badonsky, so it's pretty much smooth sailing here, and you're going to go, we'll probably see Lansky go into J here, see what he can see. They're going to get Decimate, no need to Uber yet.
Clockwork, oh, they're not going to wait. They're just going to come right on through the doors. Lansky is in. He's going to bomb onto point. It's a nice rocket on Naila. Clockwork cleans him up. Badonsky is stuck inside of spawn right now. Lansky cleans him, and real easy cap here as they get the wipe complete. That's only the first round, Marxist, but it was a hell of a round.
Yeah,
mostly dominated by Froyo, though.
Yeah, that could happen. We got, and Big Shrugger was the last one, former Froyo compatriot. One time.
Yeah. Not under the Froyo name, but a good friend nonetheless. Who do you want to watch, sir, on this middle? Gotta be someone from eLevate, right?
Well, I mean, Badonsky last time, so we'll see. I'm gonna watch Blaze, because he's got amazing things on this map. So this is a very traditional Froyo style mid. They're going to the top right. Mela's already down. They're playing rather passively. Not doing anything as Blaze, and it's a 3v3, but KBK is still alive. He's not healing anyone. He is flying around and gonna crater. So Lansky versus 2 scouts. You don't like those odds for Lansky, but he's gonna get Decimate. And he's got 18 health.
We got MG. He ran right mid here.
Yeah, there it goes. So The Scout ought to win that. Shrugger, he's played enough MGE to get that. But Donsky and everybody getting ready to come up off the forward spawn. And Shade's actually going to have a little bit of Uber advantage. He's probably aware of that, so we'll see if they try to make the things happen.
Yeah, Lansky did great work there. He got the pick, of course. He popped up the mid and missed the air shot, but that's okay. We'll give him another chance. Maybe he'll hit one later on. Mela now, and he's got his Badonsky with him. They're trying to push to make a little room. In comes a Scout, and very surprising there. Wow, big picks actually going down as Clockwork and Blaze got in a little skirmish. Clockwork is in on mid now, and they go, oh, but Alpha actually picked out Shade. We got lots of kills both sides. We got Duana's over on the right side trying to get some damage out, but Elevator going to back out of there. Kind of a little rush there, a lot of deaths all over. What'd you see?
Yeah, well, they went for a choke push into middle, and that's fine. I actually prefer doing it that way. The problem is once you get into choke and establish yourself, you can't stop moving forward. That's they kind of to smell the roses, and then they got obliterated. So that's just going to happen. We're going to see eLevate retake the middle, and have Uber now. They're actually going to maybe look at going out choke here as well. I don't see anybody in position to force them, so they should get yard for free. And a demo pick, that's huge.
That'll work, and they're coming through now. Look at this, Elevate. Sugar's kind of like in fast forward mode right now, and the Scouts just kind of scrambling around. Easy for me to say. PPK's in. We've got kind of a staggered kind of half-ass push into last year from Elevate. Decimate is right on it, but that's not... That can't work, can it? And we got now income. I like kind of staggered push in. Sugar comes in, but unfortunately they've got shiny players, and this Uber's going to block any chance Elevate had. What do you think of that push?
Well, they just weren't as grouped up as you would like them to be, but it's not a bad idea, but it's backcapped by Mela.
It does work out in the end. Elevate sent first in Decimate, who did a ton of work, and when he went down, in came the other Scout to try to clean it up, and in the end, Mela gets it, and that's a sneaky round, and I don't think Froyotech are going to be happy about that.
Yeah, they haven't dropped too many rounds this whole season, so we'll see if they end up giving up a second or possibly even a season first third.
Yeah, I'm watching Lansky this whole mid. I think he's going to get his air shot this time. He, of course, did a lot of damage last time. Lansky's going to come right forward and almost takes the second crate. He's going to just wait here right now. Badonsky's stuck in garage right now, and he needs to be a factor on this mid if Elevate's going to do anything. Lansky, meanwhile, he's still up, and everyone's still up. Duana, we've got KBK up on crates and almost gets picked out. It ends up going down to a Blaze rocket. Benny, now everyone's just going to basically converge here on Decimate and on Mela, the last two left up. It's kind of a good team effort. I feel like the KBK, though, and the Elevate team got kind of caught out there, especially KBK, though.
Yeah,
a little too deep.
The science of what happened there is both teams. Froyo is playing really passively at mid, and the only way that you can really deal with an ultra passive setup is to play passive yourself, because they're just baiting you into them at that point. Blaze actually going to go down trying to push second. This may give Elevate a chance to recap second. I don't see too much out here. Lansky going to go down too. This is excellent, but Badonsky's lost. And Alpha, oh no, the farm has been lost.
Oh, the Scouts.
Yeah.
This is the Banny and Clockwork show, and here they go, the boys in blue. They're in on KBK. He's not gonna. Oh, he gets an Ubersoft though. Oh wow. I was wondering if he was gonna maybe save himself. Banny and Clockwork doing a hell of a lot of work there, but they didn't cap second. Banny's back doing it, and we've got a little bit of a standoff here at last. The respawns came out, but Badonsky there, Mela's going to try to make his way down. Decimate's there. I think it's going to be too slow, Marxist. Decimate the only one left up.
Yep. Yeah, they ended up getting a call from the bank and telling them that the farm had been repoed after all. So, yeah. I mean, they had a good initial push, and then they got way too excited about their great success.
How about we watch Clockwork on this middle?
That could be doable.
Could be doable. He's been doing a lot of work, and certainly in terms of kills and maybe even damage, he's been doing unreal. I'm following him up. He's going up top. He's up at the very top here. He's just pistoling down. Actually, we've seen him snipe out demos a little bit from that, just with his pistol alone. Duana's up. We've got a red player in behind. Duana now they're kind of letting Elevate crowd this middle point, but they've got to pull it off here. Blaze is in, and he's going for KB. Blaze is coming for Alpha and KBK. KBK is out of there, so no heals, and he goes down, actually. So Blaze doing great work, and now it's kind of up to Shrugger here and Alpha. They can get a little few picks on this mid. We had kind of a trade of soldiers here. Shrugger's in behind Banny. He wants Banny. 2v1.
Oh.
Very surprised, actually, that eLevate ended up winning that one. Where were those sneaky Badonskis? Did you see where he was? Was he just kind of stuck in garage?
Well, he was out for a little bit because one of his pipes pretty much changed the mid. Because my rule of thumb for these is when both teams play passive, the first team to lose the player is probably going to lose the mid. Because the other team's so much better grouped up, and losing a guy means he's a little bit far forward. But he sort of peeked out, but I call it the slot, the little gap between the red and blue crates. He shot a pipe in there that hit like 3 people with the splash damage, and that basically changed the whole course of the mid.
Yeah, we're just sort of having our moment here a little bit. We'll say it's stalemate, although these matches have been very fast-paced, and I've got to say we haven't been waiting around a whole lot. Looks like we're just sort of doing our thing right now. I've got to think in this case, Marxist, it's really on eLevate to act in this situation. We have Alpha up actually on the top light, maybe trying a little IA-52 strat.
Yeah,
I don't think he's going to find anyone, though.
Well, I mean, it's not a terrible hold position because you can't get spammed. So we'll see. Mela may try to do something. You got a few options here. You've got the classic tag bomb strat, or you can just try and go left. That can work from time to time. It looks like left is pretty lightly defended, too.
Yeah. Alpha gives up on that. I think they know. We're looking at a little bit of action on the flank. It's 2 scout. Oh, wow! Clockwork just picked out Decimate and Shrugger with 2 quick ones, and that is unreal. Clockwork just soloed the 2 scouts of eLevate. When that happens, I think it's time to hit the S key.
He caught some people napping during the tag bomb phase.
Absolutely. Pretty unreal play by Clockwork, who just continues to be a beast and a monster. Scary, and we have Ubers now are popped off. We're inside of second here, and they're going to look to just bowl over the second a little bit. They're fighting it out still. Blaze is kind of backing out a little bit. They're going to let eLevate come to them a little bit. Let's see who cleans up in this yard. Actually, a few down. Here comes Blaze, and Blaze is coming in with his bomb. He comes in a melee and misses it. Looks like eLevate maybe kind of getting the best, and they're going to be able to hold this yard just slightly, but you got to watch out for the scouts. Clockwork and Banny are very able to come in and just sort of clean someone up at any given moment.
Yeah, well, that was a really good example of the hero Uber. Like, in that situation, you just put the ball in your pocket's hands and hope that he can do it. But Clockwork is going to get Badonsky. Badonsky didn't have players in front of him, and Clockwork inserted him directly into the sad zone. And now eLevate is evaporating.
KBK just goes down, and he was running out of there, and look at these scouts, my lord. Clockwork and Banny, Clockwork there, they've got a full wipe now. Is timing going to work to their... looks pretty good for them, as a matter of fact. We got 3 players on a 6-second spawn, but we've got Shrugger and Alpha on the 10-second. Clockwork's just going to stand on, and this looks like a round. They take the Uber at the last second. I don't know what I think... What's Shade doing? Is this kind of like a...
You gotta
like a bragging play?
Stats.
Yeah.
You gotta do it for your Uber stats, and that will take us to half. As as my good friend Sezco always used to say, I don't know how much granary you've played and like over and over to have experienced this, but you end up in these situations a lot where you have a bunch of people spawning and they're stuck in the rocket room, and then they can't go out and defend the point. And Sezco always used to call it paying the toll. You have to stop at the toll booth first before you can go out and play the video games. And I like that happened there a little bit to Badonsky, because he opened the door to pay his toll, and a scout said he had improper change.
Well, I want to give a quick look at the numbers here. We saw that last Uber that was kind of popped off by Shade, 7 Ubers to 4. We've got 2 real standout players on each team. We've got Badonsky talking about damage. He's doing 330 DPM. We've got Clockwork doing a godly 372 DPM and with 24 frags. Unbelievable. That's all. That's not all of I've seen, but that's most of what I've seen so far in this match, Marxist, has been the scouts from Froyotech. And I haven't really seen enough out of the eLevate players. Have you seen any dominant eLevate plays?
I've mostly been watching Froyo because they've had the initiative for most of the time.
Yeah.
I mean, Badonsky can get some pretty good things done, but I think with that load on his shoulders, he's putting himself in some exposed situations he maybe wouldn't have last season. And it is getting him killed by clockwork from time to time. Little battle of the Team Titans, as it were.
Yeah. Well, who do we want to see on this mid?
Well, I mean, we talked them up, but we can't really do anything with it because we've watched them already, I'd say. So I'm going to watch Shrug, the big Shrug. So
Shrug Bug.
he's coming out up here. He's trying not to get pistol sniped, and he's going to hide in garage for a little bit. And then he's going to get his buff. There's no skies to defend, but Badonsky is already down. And that's bad news bears, but Lansky and Clockwork are down. You got to like that. But now just KBK and Shrugger. Shrugger really never got to do anything at that mid, so I switched off of him.
That's just mathematical. 4 versus 2. The 4. You want to cheer for the 4, and that's just math. They're going to walk right in here. We have no Kritzkrieg shenanigans or anything crazy like that. No heavies or anything like, you know, no Bush League stuff. Although we have a sniper up. It's Alpha, and Alpha's going to see what he can do here on this last point. Going to kind of take up his corner here. He's got his little op.
Time has been added.
Look at Alpha and see if he can get anything here. It doesn't look like he's going to find any players, though. He may possibly get Blaze, who's upstairs. Oh, he missed his chance there on Blaze, yeah. Well, at any rate, we do some fighting. We have Pyro, of course, Mela, who's busy. Oh, he got a nice shot, and actually just the assist on Blaze, meanwhile. He's reflecting rockets away. We've seen Mela pull out, like, rocket jumps on Pyro and all kinds of weird stuff. Blaze is down, and so that's going to kind of delay the push in here for Froyo. When's the right time to go for Froyo, Marxist?
Well, I mean, now's not too bad.
Well,
yeah,
so
they're going to go in, but they bring a ton of people into this Uber. That's not really advisable in most schemes. So, basically, unless Lansky does a whole bunch of work, it's not good. Well, he's getting the kills. The Pyro is flying around, but there's Banny and Lansky.
Well, Clockwork is in there. Clockwork has just racked up a string of picks. I've got to give credit. Oh, wow, he gets taken out, though. Alpha's still in there, and Alpha being the hero. I got to give credit to Mela. This is the time when I talk about Mela on Pyro. You know, people hate it or they love it. Shade can't heal everyone at once, and the more he flashes that Uber, the point I'm getting at is with everyone on fire, that presents a bit of a near crisis for Froyo, doesn't it? You are taking a soldier out of the equation, but is there some merit to, you know, we saw how Froyo brought everyone in on that Uber there.
Yeah, that was the main thing that allowed eLevate to work that out. Alpha actually going to go down. Lansky's the one doing that bomb. Now the Scoutaloos are going to try to get out of here. Mela can't really mess with them, but now a soldier is going to go for the point, and he got blown around, and Shrugger shot him out of the sky, kind of like a clay pigeon.
Blown around. I just want to be clear, I'm not arguing in favor of Pyro. I think Pyro is just a pick class, the same as a sniper or a spy. It's situational, but on this last, I mean, you really can, I think you can really make a case for it, and I can get behind it on this last, although Mela's going to switch off, looks like.
Yeah, if you can guess which door they're coming out of, it works pretty good. Well, Duan is down. We're going to be treated to a little bit of nothing for a while, but...
Pull up a chair!
Yeah. Well, we got Badonsky shooting a little bit. Decimate going to go down. We do have a push trying to come, but now they're going to lose Shrugger, and you don't want that. The Uber comes out. It's actually on the wrong side, but they are on the point very quickly. Mela can't get there fast enough. If he could have rocket jumped, he would have made it.
Well, I think the Uber got popped off a little early, but it still worked out fine because nobody got there. We're looking at 4-1 right now, and in fact, we're looking at possibly a pretty quick finish here. We haven't spent a whole lot of time. 4-1 for Froyo. eLevate got around at least.
Oh, good.
That's good, right? Well, let's see what Dewana does in this bit. He already takes a snipe sticky, so he's in danger zone. He's down to 40 already. Maybe we'll switch off Dewana because he is down. So that's good if you're an eLevate fan. Here come the soldiers. Lansky and Blaze are both in. They come in and they got KBK Badonsky. There's only 2 left on eLevate. Real big props there to Blaze and to Lansky, who are the only ones left standing. Looks like they will stay up as Alpha would like to do something, but he's got to get the hell out of there. Big ups, Lansky and Blaze.
Yeah, and they actually chased down Alpha pretty unnecessarily, but hey,
Right.
you need to buff those stats. It's getting late in the season. You gotta take the picture and put it in your little things that I did folder.
Yeah, put it up on the wall, frame it. Look at all the frags I got on Granary. Just use that as the heading. We are looking at match point here, guys, for a team called Froyotech, and they are hanging on to their undefeated season. It looks at this point like they will possibly end the season 16-0. We'll see, though. Blaze is in, and he gets a real nice kill there on Podolsky. He didn't stand a chance. They're just playing around at this point. At this point, Froyo is kind of just daring eLevate to mess with them, you know?
Yeah, they tried for something a little cheeky there to have Badonsky try and get his last hurrah. But Blaze actually going to go down on the right side, a little bit overextended. But the Uber advantage actually in favor of KBK, but it's not substantial. But that, I mean, they should be moving wherever they are.
Yeah, I mean, they're rolling along here. They've lost a couple players, and yeah, I mean, they've got to back up a bit. You can get overconfident a little bit, can't you, when you're dominating a match like this?
Yeah,
so we got
you just
fighting
start
going
having some fun. And they, well, there's Alpha to a sticky trap that was on the doorway there, and Mela. No soldiers, no push, really.
No woman, no cry.
Yeah, and I don't think this Uber will be popped. So we might see a hero Uber on it too, though, so that could be fun.
Well, we've seen hero Ubers work quite fine, but eLevate, I think, are just clinging on for dear life right now at this point. They're going to scramble back to mid, and if they lose anyone here, that's going to be a real easy last. Here we go, the Uber's popped off. Shrugger's taking it in for the most part here, and just kind of blocking the door a little. And we're going to have to see re-push City here because nothing really came of those Ubers. Here comes Clock. He's right in, trying to get the bed. But Onsky takes down Clockwork. Shrugger now, he's going to play his little Clockwork impression. He gets a nice little pick. He's in on the scouts, he goes down. KBK's sticking it in there. And all of eLevate's still sticking it in there. They want to hang on here. Shade is still up, and so there's heals on the other side. Or regroup a little bit. And eLevate want to get aggressive and come and try to punish here a little bit, Marxist.
Yeah, that's going to be a pretty tough sell, though. So, I don't see him anymore. So, yeah, I don't think they're really going to do very much here. That we're just going to reset and watch. Shrugger is on heavy, Alpha is on sniper. No off classes from 4G.
We do have a heavy, though, on defense. Heavy on last on Granary. Is that a 2? Winning a round or losing a round?
Yeah, it's my preferred off class for this map because he denies the soldiers so well.
Yeah. We've seen them do so much work. You look at Lansky and Blazu. Lansky actually just went down to some sticks. But you look at the soldiers, they've been doing fantastic work. We talk a lot about Banny and Clockwork, but you can't forget about those guys either. And shout outs to Dewatna too. Big Steve. He's been doing stuff too. Shout outs to Big Steve.
Yeah, and getting pistoled a lot on mid. Those scouts do not like him.
Yeah, for sure. Seen a lot of that actually this evening. As we settle in here for another Granary, intermezzo.
Yeah, we'll see. We should see something fairly quick. I hear medics being called for and a Blaze, I think. Yeah,
well, let's look at Alpha. If Alpha can get a headshot off here, this might change the complexion of this last push, but we'll see. It looks like he's looking up above. He has a little bit of an angle, though. Well, he's not in his back corner. So he's going to try to sneak in and maybe get a pick on this second. Clock is up. Sniper on the other side. So whatever sniper gets the better of this exchange, that might tell us what the outcome of the last will be. But here comes, look at Clock just coming right out and just being real aggressive and kind of making Alpha work for it here. Although Alpha gets him, that's a big headshot. I don't know if it's going to be enough here. Let's see how eLevate reacts to this, and are they going to come right in? Here's Mela who comes in with rockets, although nice pop by Shade, getting saved, and down goes Mela. Gotta think that there's going to be a big advantage here for 4G, who kind of backed out to kind of chilling right now in Lunchbox and Z. 2 down for eLevate.
Losing Badonsky there really hurts, because now their push can't happen for 15 seconds. And that's
a spy up, too.
A pretty significant portion of time.
Clock is up on Spy, which I haven't really seen. He's played a lot of classes this season, including Medic. I haven't seen him too much on Spy, but here he goes. I don't know what he's thinking here. Again, this is just sort of the shenanigans category. Throw this in the shenanigans folder.
Well, I mean, they're trying. eLevate wants to get in a position to push, but they just keep losing players when they try to push in. Mela had a great force. That was good. Well, Clockwork kills Badonsky.
A body shot with the ambi, but it still counts. Looks good on paper. So, I mean, I don't know if that was... Well, maybe that was worth the price of admission, because I think 4G might be able to pull this off here.
Well, and
Well, maybe
with
not.
the
They're gonna
spawns,
wait.
Clockwork's already back up.
Yeah.
So, and Badonsky's got to pay the toll before he can come out. So, if they wanted to, they could. And they're going to let it go, I think. They're going to try and get Clockwork in here real deep. He actually shoots KBK, hurts him pretty bad.
Big Shrug is up, just pushed right up to the wall here now, where he's in a position to kind of, well, he's going to back up a little. Shrugger just kind of waiting. Shrugger's the loneliest man in TF2 right now. He's going to switch off heavy, it looks like. Clockwork went down again, and that was Badonsky picking him out again. Badonsky has been kind of silently doing 300 plus DPM, as we mentioned at halftime. Haven't seen necessarily a lot of hero plays out of it, but just doing that, just grinding. Just doing that demo thing. We got double soldiers. Looks like this might be the push from 4G right here. Double soldier push, maybe, possibly. Although, I mean, they've got that heavy to deal with. What's the strat here?
Well, you could go for a single or double suicide, and that seems, well, they find the heavy, so what you want to do, ideally, is jump in such a way as to avoid both soldiers being shot by the heavy. They're actually pushing in now because they sacked 3 players, but again, we're in a situation where we had nobody blocking out the side. The Uber and the heavy are going to block the point, though, so we may reset unless they quickly rotate.
Well, no picks off of that. I mean, Shade maybe making kind of a rare poor judgment here, but maybe it was just kind of bait. Maybe they tried to bait eLevate to just kind of push up too far and get out of position here. Let's see how this plays out. Badonsky's just kind of spamming the left side. eLevate look all right still. Alpha and Mailer coming in. They're going to drop down, and here comes hell raining down. They're going to come in on Duana. eLevate is in. Alpha just gets a lot of damage and finally gets Duana and Shade, and now eLevate are trying to get something going here. They don't want to overextend, though. Alpha's down to 20.
They have brought the heavy into second as well.
Yeah,
and this is a play that has a long and proud tradition on Granary. Mm-hmm. They also have Uber advantage, and Blaze will not be up for some time. So they should be able to get in here without this Uber being forced, and then be able to use their Uber to get yard.
I mean, the question... Oh, wow.
But there is a backup going, but it's not going to make a difference, I don't think. We'll see.
Oh, we got a challenge in. Lansky comes in and kind of saves the mid a little bit. Then we got Uber popped off at mid now as well, and we might see no more... Yeah, 4G, so much for that. So moving right along here, 4G, I mean, they can afford to give up a round. You don't want to give up a round and kind of give momentum to the other team here. This is rare. We don't see this happen a lot, Marxist. Kind of surprised.
Yeah. There was also an immaculate pipe from Badonsky there on that middle. Uh-oh. Katie, or Shade, he was like, team, where's team? It never came. So he died on his little pedestal there on the tire. Still fighting going on. Badonsky is going to go down. But the Shrug Heavy, the best class in the game, still alive to block second.
The Shrug Bug. Well, 4G are kind of scrambling around right now. They're not quite used to this situation. They basically just did one of those last-to-last fun moves. And there's an engineer up. It is Banny, Grant Vincent himself. Lansky got kind of exploded there, and Alpha goes down as well. Blaze is going to try to come in and make a little bit of room if he can, but he's getting kind of spammed out somewhat.
But KBK goes down to a body shot from Clockwork. So that's going to put a stop in the works, but you still have the big shrug on the heavy men, and Alpha has gone to his main.
Alpha's gone to his main, which is Spy, of course. I think back to earlier this season on Process, where we saw Alpha get that big 3K. You and I were casting that, which is kind of impressive. Some nice plays going on. Shade almost picked up a crossbow kill. He's got the crossbow out, but most of the credit is going to Decimate. The eLevate scouts are kind of turning it up now a little bit, and Shrugger looks like he'll finally be going back to his real class, which is scout, and of course not heavy.
Which is a certifiable tragedy. He got Badonsky there. He dropped out of the ceiling and just mowed Badonsky down. So we'll see. Maybe we'll see something sort of typical here for the next little segment. The 7th player from Banny is still alive. The Uber is actually going to come out from Shade. Wow. It's going to get Badonsky. They're running all over here. But generally not the most advisable thing. But they're going to get KBK. They hung around. They didn't try to group up. So there it goes. And there's a back cap trying from Alpha. But the 7th player preventing him from doing anything.
Yeah, and Penny now going to try to snipe Alpha out and force the issue. He is going to get him. I can get behind that play by Alpha.
Alert.
And he says, what a dumb game. Alpha's going to go back to CSGO. That's so sad. But at any rate, that sentry gun basically saving a round there, essentially.
Yeah, he could have definitely got that. Froyo really impressed me by being able to pull off that play. KBK is going to go down to Clockwork again. They're just getting wiped out here.
I agree. It is a bit of a wipe. The last man to go down, or the first man, I guess, to go down is Alpha, and he's the only one left, and he's going to die again. We're going to wipe the floors here. That is another full wipe.
Yeah,
I want to point out that...
Oh, there's forward spawners, though. I'm just sorry to cut you off there, but they are in forward spawn. And they're sitting there. I don't know why.
Interesting. They're just...
Time has been added.
I don't either. Looking at Sugar right now, who's just kind of there. Alpha's up on Spy again. This match seems to have devolved into, I don't know what it is anymore. I mean, Lansky and Clockwork still both doing over 300 DPM and doing fantastic work, but the pace of this one has really slowed down as Alpha waits to get a cheeky thing. So this plays out here. Alpha is waiting for that right moment, and a lot kind of depends on this, although we got Froyo on last, and I mean, eLevate just didn't act quickly enough. There was no defense at all.
Yeah, if you kite, and players get into your sort of kiting bunch, and the rest of your team is in as well, then they can just step on the point and no one can touch them because you've essentially bottled up the defender. And that's what happened there. That's one of the risks of playing Granary in that sort of kiting rotation style.
Well, in the end, it does go to Froyotech, who continue their run, their 14th straight win, and that's pretty impressive. Certainly, this isn't a big deal for eLevate. They have already clinched land, and they are going to be there in Dallas. That, of course, is coming up. I don't know the exact dates, but you can all go to the ESEA website for that.
Soon.
Yeah, soon. But anyway, not much else to say. Some interesting moments there at the end of that one, but nothing much more to say other than taking it with 5 points is Froyo. Any other thoughts?
Not particularly.
Well, let's call it right there, guys. But before we go anywhere, I want you to all give love again in chat for Sim, who did production on this match. Joining us all the way from Europe. It's like 4:30 a.m. over there right now. The guy's got bags under his eyes and he's fallen asleep, but he did a fantastic job here doing camera production for us on this match. So give him some love on top of all the TF2 matches he does. He jumped in today and he really saved us and helped us bring you this doubleheader. And so, guys, if you were here this evening, thank you so much. My name is Getawhale. My partner's name is Marxist. And again, Sim. And that's it. Join us next time on teamfortress.tv. Have a good night.